What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a good day. Got a lot of big news in the market today, including some resignations at FTX and Celsius. Surprising ones, we'll go over that, plus news at Pantera Capital and with Kwon and Terra Luna Classic. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at bencryptoshow and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about any of the stories, and let's dive in. So the semi-big news of the day, or probably the biggest story of the day, FTX U.S. President Brett Harrison resigns after only a year and a half on the job. Now, honestly, nothing against this guy. I was always just kind of wondering what exactly he did at FTX. It just kind of seemed like SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, ran the show 99.9%. I might be wrong. It's always the impression I got. So he stepped down, a year and a half of the job. That's not quite a lot. He did grow the company, he says, from 3 employees to over 100 employees, so that's impressive. But the decision came a month after now deleted tweets caught the ire of the FDIC, where he supposedly made semi-misleading claims about whether the stock that was held at FTX and funds were FDIC insured or not. They made him take the tweets down, so he did. I don't think his resignation had anything to do with this. I think, honestly, it's just, FTX kind of always looking to be more lean. That's SBF style. I think there were just a few too many voices in the room there. You have SBF, he's the chairman of everything. You have the FTX U.S. president, this guy Brett Harrison. Then you have this guy here who's now been promoted to replace Harrison, Brett Harrison. This guy's name is Zach Dexter. He was CEO of FTX U.S. Derivatives. Just seems like too many voices in the room. It's my impression. Brett Harrison came from Citadel, Harvard educated, but this new guy, Zach Dexter's got a pretty impressive pedigree here. He founded LedgerX in 2013, right out of college. That's been very successful. Ran that for about 8 years, and then FTX US claimed him to run their derivatives department about a year and a half ago, or about a year ago, right there. So it looks like it'll be a 2-man show now, SBF and Zach Dexter. He'll be based in Miami, so FTX US will no longer be based in Chicago. So it'll be a Bahamas and Miami company. SBF's comments was really grateful to work with, blah, blah, blah. Heartfelt goodbye to FTXS as he transitions to an advisor. Being agile and coordinated is a core value. It'll be great to be together. So this seems like just sort of a cost-saving move. You're president of FTX US, you're making a lot of money. And it's not always a good thing to be making a ton of money in an executive role because you become expendable the moment there is, the profit margins aren't quite as high, or they find somebody who's just as good as you for cheaper. It's just what happens. That might have been what happened with Brett Harrison. Moving on to a not related but sort of related story, Alex Mashinsky resigns. Honestly, I didn't even know the guy was still CEO of Celsius. This was news to me here. I guess he finally resigned 4 months after the problems occurred. As we all know, $1.2 billion hole in the balance sheet. No one quite knows what happened to that $1.2 billion. The evidence appears to be Mashinsky had some compulsive sort of gambling addict personality traits. He might have just sort of gambled away some of the funds. That's what the unproven evidence points to, which does kind of seem correct, but the $1.2 billion hasn't resurfaced, and it doesn't appear that he just spent it on himself. So I think the trading, sort of gambling away, might be the case. So the token dumped big time right after that news. They're like 20%, but then it rebounded here. And then always the master of timing when it comes to PR-related issues, Sam Bankman-Fried. 2 hours later, then he jumps in, says FTS is considering buying Celsius. And then that was all it needed to just sort of pump right back up there. But yeah, so what's the story here? We always kind of knew FTX was considering buying Celsius. I'm not really sure what the new story is here. Where's the article? Jump 15% in the news. FTX recently won the $1.4 billion bidding war for Voyager, but they didn't give a price on Celsius, just that they're thinking about buying it now that they were successful with Voyager. And they have said they have $1 billion left in assets to spend, so I guess that they're thinking of using that to buy Celsius. Let's move on to Kwon, this ratings machine right here. What is new with Kwon other than him tweeting nonstop? So there's a story yesterday that broke that $62 million was traded from a Terra wallet onto OKX and KuCoin exchanges, and then the South Korean government ordered both those to freeze the $62 billion. KuCoin complied. OKX did not. That's how the story goes. But then Kwon denies moving the funds. He says, there was no cash out. I haven't used KuCoin and OKX in over a year. No funds or any entities have been frozen. And then even Kwon's long-term nemesis, FatMan, agreed with him. He said, FatMan said, to be honest, even though blah, 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 I would lean towards believing Kwon on this one. Chain analysis isn't foolproof, so these fools can't be tracked. But yeah, I would have to agree with FatMan and Kwon. The law enforcement in Asia, China, they've done this before. South Korea, their tactic is when somebody is outside of their grasp, when they want them to sort of surrender, come back to the country, they will use the media to their disposal to sort of slander them in the media. This happened with Justin Sun. China wanted him for something 2 years ago. They started putting out negative media articles about him. So then he came back to them, did something with the Chinese government for a few months. Then I'm not sure where he is now, but now he's back to business. So that looks like maybe what they're doing with Kwon. CryptoQuant did say they had verified that there were transfers made, but they're not really sure who owns the wallets. So if it was somebody related to Terra, I think it was just somebody else, not Kwon. But we'll see. I would probably have to side with Kwon and FatMan Terra on that one. Last story of the day, Pantera Capital reportedly eyeing a new $1.25 billion blockchain fund. So if you were around in 2017, 2018, this guy, Dan Moorhead, he's the CEO of Pantera. He was like the most famous, most quoted Silicon Valley venture capitalist. His company has been around since 2014. Pantera Capital, they're still one of the big players in the space, but now there's Andreessen Horowitz and a bunch of other, Jump Crypto, a bunch of other funds are getting into the mix. So he's not quoted quite as much, but they're still definitely as big as they were in 2017. I mean, they're raising a 1.25 billion fund. It's pretty impressive right there. And they also have 5 other funds: venture, Bitcoin only, early stage token, liquid token, and blockchain funds. And the new fund, this is their second blockchain fund, but they have 5 total crypto funds. Not really sure what the difference is. Their first blockchain fund, it's been around about a year and a half. That one invests in early stage tokens, that's like pre-sale tokens, and liquid tokens, that's tokens that are already on exchanges. This one here didn't really give an investment strategy, but 1.25 billion, it's a lot of money. So congrats to them. They are definitely getting stuff done. That's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with a new episode. I'll be doing 2 altcoin deep dive videos, one tomorrow, one Friday. I know people like those a lot, so look forward to those. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about any of the stories in today's episode. See everyone tomorrow. Catch you later.